Okay.
Woo! Okay. Welcome back, guys. It is another Sunday night, and this is the Danger Zone Podcast.
Good evening,
I am your host. Could you give me a sec?
Oh, my bad.
Just give me a sec.
I thought I was the host.
Everybody else, that's Phil, who rudely interrupted me in the beginning. This is a good start.
Good. Great start.
Good start. Great start. Can I start again?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Do I have permission to start again
Yes,
on my
go
podcast? Okay. Yeah, this is Danger Zone Podcast. I'm your host, Elbert Danger Kim, and today I'm being joined by said guy, Phil. And he is my coworker and also a friend from way back in the day when I was a student in high school.
Westfield.
Yeah, Westfield High School. Let's not put names in there. Let's not put names.
Oh, sorry. My bad. Northfield.
Northfield.
Yeah, that's it.
Eastfield.
Yeah, South Lakes.
Yeah, it could be a high school. Anyways, yeah, it's a long time coming. I came back. I gave him a job referral.
That's true.
And now I'm working back at the same place. We caught up and we're like, hey, let's do a podcast episode together. You even bought me one of these mics.
I did. That mic, I'm not sure how well it's holding up, but I did buy it.
You did buy it.
I consider it, once again, I consider it an investment into the podcast.
Yeah, so if you think about the podcast as equity,
right?
I only have two things in terms of assets to this podcast is these two mics. So you technically own 50% of my podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm I own 50%. I'm a shareholder.
You're a shareholder in this podcast.
And so
you don't really own anything though.
No. You don't understand.
An idea, just my concept.
Okay, so you own the IP.
Yeah, okay.
But in total assets, I own 50%.
Yeah.
So if I buy you,
the idea of it, yeah, but
right.
Not legally.
So if one of your cables break for these mics, and I buy another cable, I'm gonna be at 51%.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
But is that how math works? Would it be 51%? But then what if I buy something else for the podcast? Would your shareholdings go down?
Yes, that's exactly how it works. It's like if you start expanding, and I have nothing to do with it, then
you just become a tiny little.
I become a
sliver of
a mic's worth of a shareholder, basically.
Okay, so then that's what I gotta do. You're gonna own 50% of this podcast. Right. I'll plug for you whatever you want.
Okay.
Because I have to. If you're gonna you're not being racist enough, you need to be more racist on the podcast.
Okay.
I'll be more racist for you because I have to. I'm indebted to you.
Yes, you are,
Mr. Phil.
Yeah. So when it comes to 50% of the podcast, there's a couple of things that I would like to say.
Okay.
First of all, is that I was totally lying about 50% because you see all this equipment behind you that's being used to run the podcast.
My computer.
That's also total assets.
And this really shittily put together table that we're talking off of right now.
Studio.
Welcome to the DMZ. This is what I'm going to call it because doesn't it kind of look like we're having a DMZ negotiation right now?
Kind of. And from what I understand, the DMZ has some of the most spectacular wildlife in the world.
The DMZ. The place that's lit up with landmines has the best wildlife? Most spectacular wildlife?
Because, believe it or not, animals will eventually learn to avoid landmines, and bugs don't really set them off. But humans love killing bugs and wherever they go.
Yeah.
There's, lush rainforest-type material fauna in the DMZ, because no one ever goes there.
A little closer to my
No one ever goes there.
Yeah.
So it's great. The moment that Korea in general recapitulates, if that's the correct word.
Recapitulates?
Is that the wrong word?
I'm not sure. It's first.
What's the word that is preferred to be used?
Unifies.
Unifies. That's it. Sorry.
Yeah, I've rarely heard anyone in Korea being like, "Oh, when we recapitulate together, we will be one again."
It sounded correct in my mind. I don't actually know the definition of what recapitulates is.
Yeah, so
we're gonna ignore that.
Just move on. Yeah.
Our target audience is not English majors.
It's okay. My target audience, my target demographic. See, what I got is I got AdSense credits, so I'm currently advertising this podcast to Thailand right now. So there's a bunch of Thai people who are like, "Oh, kapung kap."
Thai people.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the topic of Thai people.
Yeah.
And if we're gonna talk about that in general,
I noticed. Let's not talk about any types of people. Okay, they're not just those types of people. Okay, there's lots of other people in Thailand that aren't just Thai.
Well, I was gonna go into food.
Okay, well then you can do that.
Right. But
I was just joking about my thing. You can be as racist as you want.
I was gonna say Thai people and their cuisine. I was gonna go into food.
What do you mean by cuisine?
When it comes to political, I was, so I was telling Elbert, actually, Mr. Danger Kim,
yeah, that's me.
About a party before the podcast. I was talking about a party that I went to.
Yeah.
So believe it or not, when I was at that party, and this goes off of the whole politically correct thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was talking to this girl, white, blonde, tall, skinny, pretty. Obviously gets a lot of attention.
Your type?
Yes, my type. Unfortunately, brought her boyfriend. And this isn't the one that
again, your type.
Yes,
she's got a boyfriend.
She's
your
got
type.
That's my type. And it's like James Bond. Remember what he said in that movie, Casino Royale?
Old enough to pee, old enough for me.
He said that. I'm going out the deep end.
No, he didn't say that, and I didn't say that either. But yeah, continue.
The phrase I think he said was, so he's in the car with the accountant in Casino Royale, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, he's like, so he says to her, he's like, you're not my type. And she's like, why? Because I'm smart? He says, no, because you're single.
Ooh.
Yeah. James Bond is about
that. Have you seen the latest movie?
Yes.
Sorry guys, spoiler alert, but he just he goes into that woman who just lost her husband.
He literally goes into the woman.
Yeah, he goes into her.
Yes.
But the way he goes into her is what I'm talking about. He just saves her from an assassination attempt, and then pushes her up against the wall and is like, I'm going to smell you, and you're going to love it because I'm Daniel Craig. And then just, has sex with her. That's it. Boom. He makes it so easy. If I tried doing that, you'd see me on one of those mugshots in the local paper being like, man rapes mannequin, It's weird.
And then condemned to 20 years of being in the DMZ to collect wildlife samples.
Oh, yeah, back to that. So, anyone else wondering, Phil knows a lot about random erroneous things about the world because
I'm a Wikipedian.
Yeah, you just surf the web, and also the way I know this guy is because we were both in Model United Nations. If you don't know what Model United Nations is, it's a bunch of little kids trying to pretend like they're politicians.
We're basically LARPing politically.
Yeah, we're LARPing politics,
that's
international
really
politics, geopolitical nonsense. But the thing is, what goes down in Model UN is pretty much what happens.
Yeah, it's grounded in facts.
Yeah, it's it's the same thing. I remember when we were in North Korea one time, and we're just being super assholey to a lot of people.
Right, and we were if it was any other country, because we were doing this one by country, right? Yeah. So there was United States.
I just wanted to be an asshole, and this gave me
and gave me an outlet. We got the perfect chance to be an asshole. But it was United States, the big countries, Germany, Japan, China, whatever, right? And there was also South Korea, and we were North Korea. And so if any other country spoke out of turn, they would probably get reprimanded for not role-playing correctly. Because, for example, if Japan just started, banging their fists on the table and was like, hey, fuck it, that wouldn't be role-playing Japan correctly. Yeah. But since we're North Korea, we get to interrupt people as much as we want. And we are duty-bound to interrupt South Korea whenever they talk.
Oh, so funny. We were just giving them so much shit. And they're like... anytime they would say anything, we're like, oh, bunch of bullshit you say. North Korea don't like that. We don't roll like that. We'll nuke you. And they're like, you don't have nukes. You're like, prove it. And we kept calling China a pussy too. For not being
even though they're our ally.
We're like, yo, China, you're not as hard as us. Roll harder, motherfucker. We repping it right.
I forgot about China, but I do remember the guy from South Korea. The guy
I know a guy from South Korea too.
Yeah, you?
I'm just joking. You mean the guy who was the delegate for South Korea?
Yeah.
Way back in the day?
Yeah.
You remember, you know him?
No, I remember that conference. I remember him specifically.
Okay.
Because, remember, after the first day, right?
Yeah.
We were all sitting down, waiting to, get shuttled back to Westfield. Sorry, the South Lakes, Northfield.
Southwest Eastfield.
The high school that we come from, right?
Yeah.
And we were, talking shit about South Korea. We're like, yo, that dude, we got him. He's a prick. And then right as I say that, he's walking past us, and he looks at us, and he just smiles. He's like, yeah. And I was like, ooh.
No, don't even feel bad, man. The thing is, you never broke character, because that's totally a North Korean move, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We were just talk shit right in their face. We're like,
still talking shit.
You and your freedom, bitch.
But more importantly, I think the best moment.
Yeah.
I don't know why I remember so many details from that. But the best moment was where we started talking about how to prevent guns from getting into the hands of terrorists, which is a pretty relevant topic, right now.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't remember this, so refresh my memory.
Basically,
what were we talking about?
They were talking about how AKs and old Soviet era guns, right?
Yeah.
Keep getting distributed to African militants and Middle East militants, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so South Korea was like, well, what we should do is every single gun that we find, or every single gun that is manufactured in that one, the chip,
little microchip in it, right?
They put a chip in the buttstock of the gun, like the wooden buttstock of the AK-47.
Yeah.
And so if anyone tampers with the buttstock, the gun won't fire. And I didn't even know if that was true, but I remember I stood up and I was like, these details are dumb.
Oh,
and someone's going to figure out how to get around those details. And this is not what Model UN is about. We're not a bunch of gun manufacturers talking about AK-47s. And that actually shut them down.
Yo, no, I remember. Yo, I specifically remember that. Remember they were from like that technical high school?
Yeah.
The one that's like all about science, and like half of them go to MIT, so it's pretty,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
why they're talking about like a microchip that's
They were the
smart
kids.
They were the smart kids, I remember, and like they would have that air about them, like, man, Model UN, this is our turf, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And like, no, not today.
Not today.
Not today. North Korea's up in this bitch today.
We are being so broad, you cannot go into detail today.
Yeah, like, the thing is, what's great about being an asshole is that you don't have to back it up with facts. You just gotta tear down the other person.
Yeah.
So, like, I remember that, because, like, they were talking about the microchips in the guns to track all the guns.
Yep.
We're just like, yo, man, like, how the fuck you gonna do that? Or you do these magic microchips. They're gonna like anti-static, anti-everything. They're gonna like track all these weapons. Like, yeah, it's not gonna work. Not gonna work. And we just kept saying that.
Yeah, and people actually like gave up on that idea.
Yeah, we broke them.
Yeah,
we broke them. Their spirit. North Korea. We were the leaders in that.
And we got a recommendation.
Oh yeah. We got honorable mentions. I remember that.
Did South Korea win Best Delegate?
No, fuck no. There was no way. It wasn't South Korea. We totally made them our bitch. We made them our bitch that conference. Do you remember that? They were just so... They were so shattered and broken after that.
They kept getting shot down on everything.
Everything. Because we were just like... It was so easy to be North Korea because you could just be an asshole. And we're good at that.
You know, come to think of it, though, our high school... Model UN career, as it were, the school's Model UN career in general, was not really that
good.
Well,
spectacular.
Yeah, it wasn't as fun as a lot of other schools had.
Because you went off to university, right? Afterwards, and you still kept doing Model UN. I stopped.
Right. Yeah. So when you're in a university, Model UN is very much a frat almost. Yeah. Like, we get together. We got together.
Is there a hazing? You start spanking each other? You spank a bunch of boys? Were you spanked?
Well...
You can tell me.
I'd rather not talk about it.
Okay.
I'd rather... Well...
I don't want you... Remember, you signed the paper. If you cry on this, you're gonna... I'm still gonna use the recording.
All right. Well, no, but basically, there's a lot of drinking, basically. A lot of partying, a lot of drinking. And it's the perfect party for, like, drunk smart people.
Yeah.
Because, like, parties with drunk dumb people are not fun sometimes.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone just gets wild and, like, it's kind of... You're like, if you're not drunk enough, you can't enjoy yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
But at Model UN college parties, people, they just drink all the time. And at conferences, they drink all the time.
Yeah.
Right? Everyone's drinking.
Yeah.
And so I talked to some people who came from Canada, right? And they did Model UN when they were in high school. And some other people from, like Midwest and like Cali and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And they said when they were in high school, it was the same damn thing.
Just drinking?
Yeah, like hotel parties, drinking at conferences.
Well,
Obviously,
I feel like anything in university, you just tie alcohol to it. You could be like the ping pong club and getting wasted. You'd be like, oh, we need to play beer pong. Oh, perfect. We have ping pong balls. Wait a minute. But like they'll probably add like a little twist to it too, where like you can throw it in. You have to like hit it in with your ping pong paddle.
Oh, that sounds fun.
That would actually be pretty cool.
We should
try that out.
We should patent that idea before someone gets their hands on it.
Because beer pong too easy, man.
Yeah,
too easy.
Exactly.
This is my game. I perfected that shit. That's an art form.
Really?
Like 4 years of playing that in college. If you're not good at it, you're doing something wrong.
Oh, I was really bad at beer pong, so I was always just joke. I'll be like, why can't we play real ping pong?
Oh.
And then people would like laugh because I'm Asian. And then I would just duck.
It's just the arc, man. You just get that. You get like it's muscle memory. It's like playing darts. You just keep doing the same thing.
I'm really good at darts in video games.
In video. You know what's funny is like you think like if you could do it in a video game, you could do it in real life.
No, that's not true.
It just doesn't work out that way. But back to what you're saying about like smart people getting drunk together.
Yes.
Like I remember when I was up in Boston, and like I was at a college party. It was like MIT. MIT had a bunch of college frats, and the thing about MIT frats is like they're actually like upstanding dudes. They're like normal. I mean, like they try to be broy and they try to puff up and like lift and shit, but they're still just like a bunch of
nerdy guys,
nerdy MIT kids who are like,
glasses.
who all like if you mention something about like I don't know, statistics or like something about robotics parts, they'll probably get a boner, you know?
Yeah.
But like they're cool guys. And like the reason I went to these parties is because they were actually fun parties. Like there was one fucking place that had like a robotic arm that served drinks. Like that's nuts. You only see that at like an MIT place, right? But then like there was one night, it was afterwards, like after the party, like we're at like a brother's room or something like that.
Right.
And we're just sitting there and like there's these two girls who were up there with us, and I didn't know where they were from, but apparently they were MIT too.
Were they white?
I think one of them was. I can't really remember the other.
Okay.
It's kind of hazy from the drinking that was involved. But
if you think one of them were white, then
are you only interested in this story if they were white?
Kind of.
Okay, then they were white.
Okay, yeah, great.
They're all white. I was white. We're all white in this.
You turned white for the occasion?
Yeah, just for this story, we're all white. Okay, but anyways, like we're all sitting there, and like the girl, like they have like some music, nice chill music playing, something like The Weeknd or something, and like they're just sitting there unwinding, and
like that
girls,
song that I'm trying to get into your head.
Yeah, these girls are like they're pretty attractive, and they're like just start like dancing. Like, loads of the music, and I'm like, this is pretty cool. And then, like, all of a sudden, like, this one dude, he looked at me, and he saw that I was, like, checking the girl out. He takes 2 Rubik's Cubes and tosses it to each of the girls. And they're just standing there dancing around each other, like, all, like, sexily, and then, like, solving this Rubik's Cubes as they're doing it. And it was in that moment that I realized that I was the stupidest person in that room. But I was okay with it. It was like, whoa. Like,
these girls are like...
It's a very humbling moment. You know, like, sometimes you stand in awe of, like, a sunset or something. I was just sitting there in this, drunk as fuck, in this frat boys, like, frat room, as, like, these girls are dancing and solving a Rubik's Cube in front of me, and I'm like, God damn. This is such a strange experience. What the hell?
It doesn't really mesh well, but they did
one, this is so obscure, but 2... You know, like, I just realized that I'm really fucking stupid. Like, if I thought that I was, like, any semblance of intelligent before, no, I can't drunkenly solve a Rubik's Cube while dancing to The Weeknd.
Right. Dang, Rubik's Cube. You know, I could never solve a Rubik's Cube.
I had a boner regardless. It was pretty awesome. Like,
because of the Rubik's Cube?
Yeah, I have a new fetish just because of that.
Like, if a girl solves a Rubik's Cube while she's riding...
It's really hard to find that on the internet, man. Try to find that. Not gonna happen. Girl sucks a penis while solving a Rubik's Cube. You're not gonna find it.
Doesn't she have to use like both her hands for the Rubik's Cube?
That's why you suck a penis with your hand.
No, but a girl, like, a good blowjob is where she also like strokes it at the same time.
Yeah, but like this is just for the fetish. Then you just gotta solve it.
So she just like
no, but you can also solve it with one hand if you're pro as shit.
Okay.
Have you seen that? Have you seen the one-handed pros who just like and they solve it?
No. I guess that's only in the world
This is off the rails. What are we talking about?
I thought we were talking about Asia today.
Anyway.
But apparently you were talking about...
These fetishes can be part of Asia.
Yeah, that's true. You know what? I think in parts of Japan, you know, that might be hot.
I mean, I think anywhere could be hot. But anyways, like the reason I brought that up was just because, like, everyone likes to party, man.
Yeah.
Everyone likes to party. Dumb people, smart people, add some alcohol in the mix.
It's good times.
Things are going to get weird. Things are gonna get real weird.
Well, you know,
we should add alcohol right now.
So you want to do like a shot thing?
I think that's actually an idea I had for like future podcast episodes. I want to have like shot classes here,
right?
And just like at every 5-minute point, we just take a shot and then see how progressively gets weirder and weirder.
You know what I think would be a great idea?
What
is so you don't ever plan the shots, right?
They just happen randomly.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like you always make sure that there's like for example, if you have it on the table, there's pressure to drink.
Yeah.
But just like having the cabinet behind you in the studio of yours.
Okay.
Right? And you have like 2 shot glasses and like a small bottle of Jack or whatever.
Okay.
Right? And so if you ever bring on a guest that happens to not be able to like communicate his thoughts so well, or finds himself in moments where there's like an awkward silence. The moment you realize that awkward silence is about to hit, boom!
You just give him a shot?
Yes.
I think that's brilliant, man.
Yeah.
I should do that. Yeah.
So like,
even if he doesn't want it, I'll just make him drink it.
Yeah. So like,
stop being so fucking awkward. Just shove it down his throat.
So you might get in trouble for like forcibly.
He signed the paper. You signed the paper too.
That's true.
So what did it say on the paper? It said, I can do whatever I want to you in this room for the next 45 minutes.
Can I leave?
Did you read the fine print? You know there's a back to that sheet you signed. There's a sheet.
No, there isn't.
The front says, hey, I agree to talk on the podcast. The back says, you can stick whatever you want in me.
Doesn't the signature part have to be at the end of all the text?
No.
Just sign at the top and don't worry about the rest?
It's legalese. Don't worry about it. It doesn't even say it that way. It's worded differently.
Okay. Right.
I went through legal Zoom and did it. It's
so
all good.
Basically, so if you decide to like break my hand, right? and then I struggle against you, and you don't get to break my hand, you can sue me in court because your legal intention to break my hand was part of the binding clause.
Yeah, goddamn, I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah, so
you should have let me break your hand. You're in my room.
So then
you're using my microphone. You're drinking my water. I should be able to break your hand.
So if you win that civil lawsuit, you're gonna break my hand on the spot, and then I go to jail for 5 years afterwards, right?
You're goddamn right. Yeah.
I love America so much.
America, land of the free. Yeah.
So let's go back to Asia now.
No, I don't want to go back to Asia.
We're going back.
I'm in America now. I don't want to go back to Asia.
Oh no, I meant as in like talking the topic.
I know what you mean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Awkward silence. Take a shot, motherfucker. Take a shot, motherfucker. Okay. Yeah. Back to Asia.
Back to.
In your opinion, what is the best Asian country?
I'm not gonna answer.
Oh, good. Oh, you're smart. You're smart. You got it. That was a trick question, and you passed.
It was the best question.
Because no matter what you say, like, there's going to be, like...
Angry people.
Angry people everywhere. The thing about... What I love about Asia is that, like, all Asians... Like, granted, you take a random white dude, you're like, oh, a bunch of Asian people. He'd be like, they're all the same.
Right.
But, like, Asians, we all know. We all know who each other are.
Yeah.
And the thing is, we take note. Less about the younger generation than the older generation. I'm talking more about the older generation. They know. And they all hate each other.
Yes.
They fucking hate each other.
That is, I think, at the core essential of being a traditional Asian person.
Yeah.
Is hating other Asians.
And, like, it's totally part of the culture of every different culture in East Asia.
Yeah.
They openly say it. They're like, fuck you, Japanese man. They're like, oh, fuck you, Korean man. And then it just moves on from there. And, like, that's business as usual. That's just how it goes.
You know, I've been doing some research. So this goes back to the first thing that I was going to talk about, which should have been like almost 20 minutes ago, right? Asian cuisine.
Oh, shit. We've been talking for 20 minutes?
Have we?
Yeah, it's 20
minutes. Oh, I was just estimating.
All right, it's going to be a longer episode. We can talk to like 45. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back to Asian cuisine, yeah.
So, Asian cuisine. I've been doing some research, right? And I realized that there's so many parallels between really only the big three.
You mean like China, Korea, Japan?
Yes. So, for example, that stuff that Koreans eat, I still don't know how to pronounce it correctly. It's like tiak.
What is it?
Tiak?
What is it?
It's like
is it the rice cake?
Yes.
All right, we call it duck.
Yeah. Okay. I
imagine pronouncing like, duck, but with like a Portuguese accent.
So like duck.
Duck.
Okay. So TTEOK. That's how I see it written romanized.
Tuck. More like. I don't really know how to write that in Romanized.
Yeah. They write it TTEOK on Wikipedia.
TTEOK? Alright, just pronounce it like that.
Anyways, duck, right?
Yeah.
That's the Korean version, right?
Yeah.
But it's all the same because in Japan, there's also something called mochi. It's the same thing, basically.
Yeah.
It's, obviously there's different, the texture is like more smooth or more like sticky depending on which culture you come from.
Yeah.
It's mochi in Japan, duck in Korea, right?
Yeah.
And then yengao in China, right?
Okay.
And so the thing is, Vietnam kind of has their own version of that. But like Indonesia, Laos, Thailand, they don't got any of that.
Yeah.
It didn't go that far.
Yeah. It just spreads to the periphery and then stops.
No, I just don't think those countries were... What's the word?
Sophisticated enough
competent,
to adopt our fine cuisine.
Competent. I don't think this is a joke, but now you made the joke.
Yeah, I made the
can't
joke.
say it anymore.
I made the joke. I beat you to the punchline.
The joke was that they aren't competent enough to come up with it.
Yeah,
I have no doubt
you're
that these countries.
Racist as fuck.
I am sorry.
Keep going.
I have no doubt that
I want to
these
see how far you
countries.
can go.
I have no doubt that these countries have their own version of that.
Yeah,
but you don't really hear about it.
How? So what you're saying is that Chinese cuisine is similar to Korean cuisine?
I'm saying, yeah. Chinese, Japanese...
Fuck you, Chinese man!
Well, fuck
Korean
you, Korean
cuisine.
man.
Korean cuisine's nothing like your Chinese cuisine, little Chinese man.
Everything's been adopted and malleted.
Yeah.
That's not a word.
Malleted?
I was gonna...
It can be a word if you want it to be a word
What's
today.
the verb of malleable?
It's,
Twist. Let's just use the word twisted.
I don't think malleable can be a fucking verb.
Well, I made one up. I just made one up.
He was malleated. But
basically, it's been twisted around a lot. All cuisines from the Big Triangle, as it were, China, Korea, and Japan, always goes back and forth a lot.
No,
and
yeah, you're right.
Bleeds into Vietnam.
You're right. Like a lot of what, because you know Korean's history. Korea's history is just like we owned by China, we owned by Japan, we owned by China, owned by Japan. Now we're free, motherfucker.
And now you're owned by America.
Yeah. But that's kind of like All right, so like a lot of people have Korean pride,
Right.
and like I definitely have some Korean pride when it comes
should.
to like everyone has like some like pride in what they are. Like,
Yeah.
if they have a healthy amount of self,
Healthy amount of cultural self-esteem.
Yeah, exactly. Like some people are just like, I can't believe I'm Asian, and like just like they're a white dude. They're a white dude in an Asian body. Like that's it. And like they don't eat the food. They hate the food. They hate the
their
music.
own people.
They hate the language. Hate the people. Don't hang out. Like you see an Asian person like, ha, fuck you, the Chinese man. And you're like someone looking at him like, you're Chinese too. And they're like, what? How dare you? But like, yeah, if you're not like that, I'm not like that. But I'm still pretty whitewashed. But
Right.
I feel like a lot of people are very proud of their cultural identity. So like a lot of people like they walk around like, yeah, K-Town baby, or they'll be like, Korea, straight out of Seoul, yeah, Korean pride. I never had that. But like even when I went to Korea, and like I went to the motherland and like ate the food. The food's fucking fantastic. Like I'm so proud of the food. Like especially I bet when you go to China, like you had the Chinese food, you're like, damn, this is good.
Oh, that was 4 years ago before I learned about sewer oil.
Okay, but before
at
regardless
the
of the
five-star
sewer
restaurants, they're still really good.
Good. Yeah, they probably use the sewer oil too, but yeah.
I hope they don't. I might die.
But like, yeah, like there are things to be proud of. Like I like the food. I like got really into the Korean music when I was there,
right?
And like the art scene.
Right, Ichiba and all that.
Ichima, motherfucker, yeah. Ichima.
This is the killer whale episode.
Yeah, straight up, man. Killer whale.
And keep going.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, my point being, my point being, is that like I never was proud of like the history of Korea. Like I could never get like I'm so like I'm proud of them for enduring. You know, like Korea endured. Like that's fucking. You should be proud of that. You know, like it's like an occupied nation all the time until now,
and like risen up. Basically,
risen
out
up.
of all
like,
of that.
And that's why like you'll see like really old Koreans like who were like lived through the 80s and all that shit.
Yeah.
Who are like really proud of their country because like that's when like their country went from like starving to like, like urban juggernaut that it is now.
Top 10 economies of the world and consistently being on that list.
Yeah, one of the Asian tiger countries. So like it's they're proud, right?
Right.
But like at the same time, like all their stuff is adopted from like either China
or Japan.
Like it took some things but like added a twist to it.
Right.
And like kind of made it their own. Like a lot of the Korean language itself is derived from Chinese.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of like the Chinese characters like a lot of Koreans know how to read like Chinese characters.
Just because it's like so easy to blend over.
Yeah, so like you actually have to. Like if you want to read the Korean newspaper, you have to read Chinese news like symbols. Yeah, you have to. So like they teach they call it Hanja. So like so even when you're born your Korean name is spelled in Korean, but also you go to have it like interpreted by like one of those old traditional name like people who
with
make
the big black hats.
Yeah, like those little like superstitious dudes who like make your name based off like this astrological signs because they all believe that stuff, which if you do, cool for you, but like
like it's great.
Great in Asia, that's cool, but yeah, they do that and like they have to put the Chinese symbol and also like the Korean symbol, and they usually like when you do official stamps,
right?
You use the Chinese.
Oh yeah, the big old red stamp.
Yeah, they use the Chinese symbols, so. Like, I don't know, I could never, like, really be like, yeah, fuck Korea, because, like, all this stuff was, like,
I mean,
taken from all these different places. I don't know, that's just me. I'm not saying, like, you shouldn't be proud of Korea. I'm just saying, like, for me, I could really be like, yeah, this is Korea.
I totally understand that. See, that's the thing, is, like, you have to, you can't fight on different battlefields in terms of being proud of your culture.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, so if you're Korean, obviously, if you go too far back into history, there's not that much of it. Because then you belong to China at that point, and it's not really good to be proud of belonging to another country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you motherfucker.
So being proud of being Korean is easy to do if you're thinking about the 20th and 21st century.
Yeah, we got K-pop now.
Yeah.
We're taking over slowly.
But you know what? That's a good thing. You know why I think that's a good thing?
Why?
It's because you're keeping up with the times.
Yeah.
Right?
Although, in my opinion, I think that Korea has taken what America had in the 90s and just never let go. Like America in the 90s, we had like boy bands, girl bands.
Yeah.
And then like it died out real fast.
Right. And Korea's still doing
Korea was like, oh shit, boy band, girl band, that's cool.
Yeah, but it works.
And it just stuck and they never let go.
But it works.
Yeah, you don't see solo artists in Korea, like it's very rare. Or like you see like duo artists, but then like like you've seen like those girl bands where like it's 20 different
9
girls.
people or 20.
Yeah, and somehow they write all of them into a song. Like, how do they do it? They have like 20 girls in a girl group.
You haven't seen anything until you
look at the 4-minute song, and then they give each person a verse to sing.
Well, from what I understand, sometimes they like give like the songwriting credit to one of the girls if she doesn't sing.
That's a bunch of bullshit, though, because you know that none of them wrote that.
That's not true. But
none of them wrote that.
So what? So what? It's
so
good
what?
marketing.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, you guys haven't been able to surpass Japan yet with AKB 148 or whatever the band's called with like 200 members.
Dude.
And as soon as they hit like 30 or some like arbitrary age, are instantly ejected, and scouts go out to look for new young girls to join the band.
Yeah, that reminds me of I can't think of the name of it, but like it's that oh shit, it's like I can't think of it. It's that movie where it's like that perfect like white affluent like estate where like everyone goes and like
and then they have the thing, it beeps and then like you get dragged away or something.
Like we're like, oh god, I can't even describe it that well right now. It's like it's that where you're basically like your wife gets taken away, gets replaced with a robot, and she's like all perfect and happy. And then they ask you if you want to be perfect too, and then like they drag you away, you get replaced with like a perfect happy robot. That group that you just described to me
is basically that.
Kind of that reminds me of that. What if they're all just robots, man? They could do that. It's Japan. I wouldn't be surprised.
Japan's been getting pretty far with that, and especially with that movie that I just saw recently, Deus Ex Machina.
Oh, watch that movie?
Yes.
Total mindfuck, right?
I watched that movie with a girl.
Netflix and chill? You're like, yo, let's watch Deus Ex Machina.
No, her dad was there.
Okay.
This was when I was in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
And it was like the family thing, so I'm not gonna I go there every year to say hi to almost family friends.
I was confused. And you're like, hey, let's Netflix and chill with your father.
Yeah, I'm just with her dad. Hey, dude.
She's just sitting there. He's like,
what's happening to my family?
Too close.
But basically, that movie is crazy. But going off from that, I wouldn't be surprised if Japan starts doing that soon.
What?
Like
robot stars. They have the Vocaloid thing, right?
Yes,
like,
Miku or whatever.
Miku, she's that anime character. Yeah. She's not a real person, but like she's considered like a star there, like an idol.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
She has concerts, and like you know how that one concert in America where had like a hologram Tupac.
Yeah. She's basically a hologram Tupac, but a tiny little Asian girl with purple hair or green hair.
It's just really long, like pigtails.
Yeah. Yeah, and like you see her everywhere.
I need a girl like that in my life that has like hair like down to her waist.
You need to pick up a waifu. I got a waifu downstairs. You can get a waifu.
Oh, the pillow, right?
Pick up the waifu, yeah. Then your anime wife is complete.
I think my mom might kill me.
But
the sex isn't great.
The sex isn't great. But
if you're worried about the sex,
with marriage counseling is always there. You can try and make it work. It's all about trying to make it work.
Well,
That's a relationship. That's a relationship right there. For all you out there, that's what a relationship is. It's never giving up on your waifu.
Isn't the real purpose of a relationship is to emulate that movie? You know, like if they ask if, you want a perfect wife, so they bring a perfect wife, right? So if you're bored of that pillow, Amazon says, do you want a more perfect waifu? They send you another pillow and you send the old one back.
But then comes the question, is there ever a perfect waifu?
Yes.
There's a perfect waifu?
Yeah, there is.
Oh, you gotta show me. I need to find it.
There's a Japanese concept called Yamamoto Nadeshiko or something like that. You
totally fucking made that shit up.
No,
I swear. Put two car companies together. You just
Honda, Toyota,
Yamamoto. What the fuck was that?
Suzuki or what? No. You can look it up on TV Tropes. For all the people, shout outs by the way to people who are on TV Tropes daily, because that website gives a great glimpse of a subjective viewpoints of different material media.
Okay.
TV Tropes is so subjective, and I love it because they portray it as objective viewpoints, and it's great.
TV Tropes?
TV Tropes.
So you're talking about like
the website?
The website TV Tropes.
Yes.
I'm not familiar with that. Tell other people.
Okay, so
what is that?
For people who aren't aware of what TV Tropes is, it's basically a website that aggregates a bunch of tropes that are used in different, from comic books to movies to anime to short films to even YouTube sketches, whatnot, right?
Yeah.
And basically what they do is so there's already a huge list of tropes.
Yeah.
And whenever people who are TV tropers, kind of like Wikipedians, right? Yeah. Whenever they notice a trope in this particular medium, they write that down for that particular entries. So for example, anime, right? A lot of anime have big freaking robots that transform.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so there's like a trope called big freaking robots or whatever. And every single anime that has big freaking robots has that trope listed in their entree.
Yeah, I mean, like, everything has a trope, man.
Yeah.
It's like, it just depends on, like, is it a tasteful trope or is it not a tasteful trope? Like,
Getting back into what basically the Japanese people have this idea of a perfect wife.
Yeah.
Like a perfect waifu, right? And it's called something Nadeshiko.
Something Nadeshiko.
Yeah, the first word I forgot. I thought it was like Yama.
It's something blah.
It's why something Nadeshiko. That is a trope, and that is used in a lot of anime. You know, like, you ever watch those animes where there's like the perfect woman who always walks straight, very silent, quiet, and laughs at everyone's jokes?
So there's actually in Japan like a model for what a perfect wife would be, or like a perfect.
Which is based roughly on 1930s American ideas of what a wife should be.
But like that's not popularly supported though, right? It's just like in like a bunch of neck-bearded fucking Japanese dudes who don't have like women in their lives.
Well, you tell me. Japan is the most masculine country in the world.
It is not the most masculine. Like, masculine how?
By definition, in terms of gender roles.
About like, man brings in the bacon, woman takes the submissive secondary role.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah. That's basically like, you know, on a scale of like, you know, Japan.
But you know, women are fighting back though. They're like, yo, okay? Fine.
Not in Japan. They're not. They better not.
Yeah. Oh my god. Well, they're fighting back in a different way. They're saying, hey, guess what? You're going to put me in a secondary role. I'm not having sex with you and having babies. So now they have no babies.
They are fighting back in that part.
Yeah, they're just like, I'm keeping these legs closed, son. You think you're like, you're going to die with no children, and I'm going to die of never being touched by a man. It's totally cool.
I think women can, like women never have problems with infidelity. Nuns never have problems with, like, chasing after a dick. Right?
What the fuck? Where you go for nuns?
No, but like women can survive.
Why'd you go from women to nuns?
No, like you were talking about you were talking about how like this Japanese woman is gonna like threaten Japanese men with like no pussy.
Yeah, they got that pussy game on lock, man. They're like, yo, you want to even smell this thing? No,
this is severely unfair. It's like, you know, like women are able to not have sex for like years, and they're cool. But like if you're a dude and you don't have sex for a month, right? You're just like, fuck.
We're programmed differently. Yeah, you know, that's the whole thing. You hear comedians go up on stage all the time like, women, guys, right? We're different. Like, how many times you heard a comedian get up on stage and just say the exact same thing? Like, women and guys are different.
I never noticed that.
Whoa, he's so right. We are. But yeah, it's like the
But
same
how
thing.
can we have equality when you know, people of different genders have different kinds of libidos? I think that equality is so important, and what we need to do.
Oh, you're getting on your political game right here.
I'm 100% serious.
Okay,
right,
I'm not making a joke out of this.
What we need to do, Elbert.
Okay,
right, what we need to do
tell me,
is to
Dr.
use
Phil.
a kind of a chemical persuasion, aka pills, that men and women take when they get to puberty.
Are you talking about roofies?
No.
You're talking about pills and giving it to women.
I'm being satirical right now.
Okay. You better not be talking about roofies on my show. Don't be talking about roofies on my show.
I would like to explicitly state, for the record, we are not talking about roofies.
Okay, we're not talking about roofies.
But I think men and women should take pills, right, that make their libidos match up exactly. That way we are all equal.
I don't think
that's the only way.
I don't think that's
humanity can be equal.
I don't think that'd be right, man. I don't think women should have matching libidos as men.
Well, then that just means you don't believe in equality, and you're a cis
fuck
lord.
You, Chinese.
You're
man.
a cis lord, all right.
You fucking Chinese motherfucker, get out of my room. Okay,
I can't. I signed the contract.
Oh yeah, you're stuck here for the 15 minutes. So just shut up and stop being so racist. You're coming from the guy who just called you Chinese motherfucker.
All right.
Okay, my point being is that about saying that we can't have same libidos is that if we had the same libidos, the world would just fucking collapse. Society as we know it would just cease to exist, man.
Yeah, I was joking about all of that.
Because men can only... The reason society works... I know you're joking, but I'm like, just for the record.
Okay, yeah.
For the record. Just,
okay.
Just
so
speaking
this
for the
is
record.
serious for the record.
Yeah, let me be serious for the record.
Okay.
I'm not being serious. I'm not being serious at all. But I'm saying, like, men, the reason the world works is because men would fuck all the time if we could. But the reason the world can function and the reason we can have a society is because women say no. That's how it works, man. Because otherwise, I'd just be fucking... If the wall could have sex with me, I'd be fucking the wall. Why am I not fucking the wall?
That's a good question.
Okay, well, after the podcast, we can discuss this. But yeah,
you could have our colleague.
I'm done with this.
Eat some of the drywall to create that whole thing.
Ew. Ew.
Anyway,
you took it too far. Don't bring that coworker into this. I don't want to even think about her when I'm not at work.
Okay, so back to Asia again.
Back to Asia.
One thing that I actually want to mention is the whole being proud of your culture thing, right?
Yeah.
So Koreans are able to be very proud of their, modern culture.
Yeah.
If not all their culture, depending on, see, Chinese people don't really have that. They can be proud of their country right now. But we as Chinese people, and for the record, Phil, I am Chinese, right? Just for anyone.
I think they know. I've called you Chinese motherfucker like at least 15 times.
If they haven't figured it out.
Okay, well.
For basically, Chinese people can't really be proud of their culture because it pales completely in comparison to Korean and Japanese culture on the world stage right now, right? China right now, if you're Chinese, you can be proud of the fact that the economy is okay. Like, Chinese economy is, like, second in the world, right?
Yeah.
And that, like, we're bullying any other industrial economy in the world by producing everything, right?
Yeah.
But you can't really be proud of the recent history of China. If there's one thing that Chinese people are proud of, they're proud of the fact that everything in Korea and Japan's history came from China, or as they like to think so.
Yeah, I mean that's the one insult that like when the three like to diss each other.
Yeah.
Like Japan's like, I own you, bitch.
Yeah.
And Korea's like, fuck you guys.
And then China will say like,
all your shit's from me, motherfucker. Yeah,
like your last name belongs to my country. That's what Chinese people would say.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they like. That's what they love saying.
And
that's why I hate you. This is how deeply personal it is for me.
It's getting really personal.
I hate you.
You hate me.
You scumbag.
I represent all of China now. But I was talking to my grandfather.
Yeah.
When I went back last year.
Who I also hate, but yeah.
You hate him too. Yeah.
You hate him too? Good.
No.
That's one thing we can share.
I love my grandfather,
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
Of all the people in my family, I love him a lot. Probably the most. But going off of that segue, right? Mm-hmm. So I was talking to him, and basically his idea on his entire life and what it's like to grow up in China from his generation. Keep in mind, he's 9 years old now, right?
He's 90?
He's 90.
What has he been eating?
Well, he's a like a botanist or something like that. So he's got his grip on healthy stuff.
Those plants are keeping him alive, man. He probably found a plant that's keeping him alive.
Yeah, if Matt Damon can do it, do it on Mars, it's pretty easy to do on Earth.
Yeah, he's shitting into bags and like
yeah, he's growing his own
plants in this tiny little greenhouse in the back. Yeah,
the Whole Foods has been incorporated into his own life. But so he said, when I was a kid, right? Yeah. And he's pretty grumpy about things. The only times he's really happy is when he sees his own family. Right? Yeah, he's grumpy, and I understood why, because he told me about like from the beginning of his life, right?
Yeah,
when he was a kid, China's government was really corrupt and on the verge of collapse. And China was really sucking, right? Yeah. Then he grew up a little bit more, and Japan invaded China, and they started killing everyone, and it really sucked, right?
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah.
Then Japan left, and Mao came into power, and he thought it was really good.
Yeah.
But then after a year or two, it started to really suck too. And then the Cultural Revolution happened, and since my grandfather is college educated and useful to the country, they locked him up and tortured him. So that really, really sucked, right? And now Mao's gone, and it's a capitalist economy, but then Chinese people are really hella greedy, and he notices that, and he still thinks it sucks. Throughout his entire life, and basically his entire life, is the beginnings from modern China to now, right?
Yeah.
He's been in nothing but suck. Like, the last 100 years of Chinese history are not good. It's just all kinds of suck.
Suck?
Yeah. Like, the only reason China, like, looks good right now and is doing good in certain aspects is because they're just so greedy.
I think everyone's greedy.
Right.
In like when you get to that point, if you're like sucking in millions and billions of dollars from your people, and like you just have all that power, greed takes hold.
Yeah.
But like, I think all countries are just a relative level of suck.
Yeah.
But it's just like, how less does my country suck compared to your country? And I just also think it's like with those big countries as well.
Yeah,
the bigger your country is,
the more suck examples there are.
Yeah, the more sucking there is.
Yeah.
In that country, especially when it comes to greed. Like, come on, like America right now, us and the banks. All that stuff.
I like my bank.
I know. Yeah, I like my bank too, Bank of America. But they're greedy fucks. They charge me $25 because I don't have direct deposit.
Oh.
In my bank, they can charge me $25 a month. They're doing that without me noticing. I'm not meticulous when it comes to my finances. I'd be like, damn, $25 gone. And then one day I notice, I'm like, what the fuck is this? I contact Bank of America and I'm like, hey, you took $25 out of my bank account.
Right.
Say sorry and give it back. And they're like, no, we're not gonna, because we're the bank. We own you, bitch.
Of America.
Yeah, we're the Bank of America. And where's your money? In our Bank of America. We took $25 with a smile on our face and a finger in front of yours, motherfucker. Pay that shit because you have direct deposit set up, and also you're under the minimum of having in that bank account for whatever the fuck reason. Fuck the banks. I'm mad.
And another thing I would like to state for the record, we are never shouting out Bank of America until this policy of taking away $25 if you're not doing direct deposit is reversed.
Well, it's also kind of ironic because I just basically plugged for Bank of America just now by mentioning Bank of America on this podcast.
Well, now...
No. I actually, no, fuck Bank of America. Fuck you greedy fucks.
I'm not going to mention my bank now.
Yeah, don't do that. Watch, you're going to charge me like $50. You're going to find out about this episode and be like, well, we're charging you $50
me. Hey, Bank of America, it's $25? Hey, we're going to charge them $20. At least we're better than Bank of America.
Whoa, other banks going to find out like, whoa, Bank of America's doing this? We should do it too.
Wells Fargo's like, we've been charging them nothing the whole time.
Fuck. Yeah.
Well, wait, how do we start talking about
I don't know.
banks?
We get off the rails pretty easy on this.
Yes. So, back to China, right?
Yeah.
So, basically, since a lot of Chinese people realize that the current, if the ones who are not in denial, of course, that current history of China sucks, of course they're always going to go back into ancient history to plug their own country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, I figure that because, like, Koreans are really proud of what's going on right now.
All right.
So, Korea always talks about, like, oh, what's happening now? Like, we have K-pop, we have, culture that everyone loves, and we have buildings, and we have riches, and, wealth that we didn't have before. It's like, right now is when they usually like to talk about it. Anytime they talk about anything before, it's like the Korean War, Japanese occupation, and all this other shit. So, like, I get it. And the same thing with you, what you're saying. It's like, modern history for China kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite now. Like, you think about the glory days of, like, the opium trade.
Yeah, well.
I'm just joking. That wasn't good.
Yeah, that was pretty bad for China.
You guys made fireworks, okay? So props.
So here's the thing. Okay. My mom has this great conspiracy theory.
She's got a conspiracy theory about her own country?
Yeah, no, about Great Britain and all that stuff, right? She says, so I was like, Mom, you realize...
Did I just say her own country?
Yeah.
She's American. I take that back. That's a Freudian slip. Holy shit.
Okay,
continue.
So my mother, who happens to be Chinese also, because I'm Chinese, she says, I mentioned to her once, and I was like, so why are Chinese people so short? Because I was, when I was in middle school, I had a thing about me being short, because everyone's a bit taller than me. Now I'm not too short, because growth spurts, right? Yeah. And she was like, well, the reason why Chinese people are all really short, and she wasn't even like, no, we're not short. She was like, we're all short. The reason is because opium stunts growth. And during the Opium Wars, a lot of opium got in China, and now all Chinese people are short because Great Britain's a bunch of dicks.
So you're saying that Great Britain opened up the trade with opium, but then also made Chinese people short?
Yes, no, not me. My mother is.
I find that being a bunch of bullshit.
It is bullshit.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
She directly stated that Great Britain is responsible for the alleged shortness of Chinese people.
Nah. No, I have to agree. Disagree.
Yeah, you just agree.
I'm going to have to agree to disagree on that
You just officially agreed.
I'm going to agree to disagree on that. I don't think that. I think, like, China, like, you got, like, people who are small as hobbits, and then you got, like, Yao Ming, who's a giant, like, treant, just walking around and, like, destroying motherfuckers on the course. He's a freak of nature. He's a freak.
In the good way.
Yeah, if I stood next to... I'm 6'1", and if I stood next to Yao Ming, he'd make me look like a little baby. Yeah, he could cradle me. Damn. Put me to sleep.
Yeah,
He could sit on me and I'd die. He could sit on you and you'd die. He could sit on both of us.
I would die first.
You would die.
Yeah.
You'd die, yeah. It depends on what cheek. Because he's all, like, misformed, too. He's got, like, one side figure. I'm just joking. No, he's not.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
I've seen him come out of a taxi cab once, and he's, like, sitting sideways. He basically just grows out of it. Like, the same way, like, things come out of, like, cocoons.
Right.
And, like, they plop down and, like, slowly spread their wings. Right. It's like the Yao Ming every time he comes out of a car. He just, like, plops out.
So imagine if, like...
spreads.
You took, like, spring... What are those things called?
What?
The springs.
There's a
that they can, like, go downstairs.
Oh, Slinky.
Slinkies! That's
Slinky,
it.
Yeah.
I heard that slipped my mind.
I just kept thinking spring thing. I was like, the spring thing.
So basically,
Slinky.
like, Yao Ming unwinds like a Slinky.
Yeah, kind of like that. Mm. Except not really. He reminds me of just like a really just... He's just a stick, man. He's like a pole. He's like a light pole that can dunk on dudes.
Wow.
He can dunk on you.
Yeah, he could. He could dunk on both of us.
He could dunk on both
like
of us.
If we stood on each other's shoulders, yes.
Dunk on
he could still dunk on us, yeah.
Boom.
I remember during the 2008 Olympics, I think, right? Yao Ming got extremely mad. Because it was like China versus Japan. Japan.
Oh,
no one cares about Japan. China versus the U.S., right? So obviously America's going to win because America's like the basketball land, right? And Obama was there along with the Chinese president. They were like, hey, let's, good publicity for our countries, right?
Yeah.
And so, at one point, like in the beginning, it was like 32-32. Like China, U.S. like matched up real quick, right?
Yeah.
And then America actually took the game seriously, and by the end it was like 80 to like it was like 104 to like 86 or something like that, right?
That was a slap in the face. They were just like, all right, we'll let you try.
Yeah.
You want us to actually start trying?
It should have been 200 to 84, but not the point. Yao Ming got extremely mad because like he was basically being the Michael Jordan, but he's not a Michael Jordan, so his team just sucks.
So they need to set it up for him, but he can't. They can't do it.
So like he wasn't getting anywhere. At one point, he was on the bench just sitting there, and he just looked furious.
Yeah.
It's like if you're playing soccer and your entire team's a bunch of kindergartners, but everyone else is still your age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's like a foot taller than like all the other freaks on his team.
He was a foot taller than like everyone on the U.S. team too.
Yeah, he's just like this massive dude. He's like, God damn it, I need a team. Give me a team.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But China, in terms of sports in general, is pretty sad, aside from ping pong.
I think the only memory I have of China is I think it was like the 2011 or 2012 Summer Olympics,
right?
Where like they did powerlifting, and I saw this massive woman from China come out do the powerlifting. Dude, she broke all sorts of records that day.
Was she cute,
and
though?
She also destroyed my mind. Like, she blew my mind there. What?
Was she cute?
In a very, like...
manly way.
Like a rhinoceros sort of way. Like, rhinoceroses are cute.
No.
They are. Maybe you just see them eating, and they're just, like, their tails flap back and forth. Like, not cute in a sexual way. I'm just talking about, like, cute. It's like, it's cute.
Yeah, but I've never really, like, taken the time to look at a rhino's ass and notice its tail.
Okay. I don't know what you mean by cute. Anyways, she destroyed... You can't really call someone cute when they're like their veins are bulging out of their face, and in slow motion, she's just ripping apart like 50 tons of steel, okay?
Okay.
So, what do you want me to say?
No.
I had an erection, okay? Is that what you wanted? Is that what you want to know? Is that what you're trying to get at?
I was asking...
I told you.
For my own selfish purposes. Not really. But, yeah, I mean... Yeah, China breaks those records sometimes, but I think that's just because there's so many people in the country.
Yeah.
That you're bound to find one.
Yeah, and they're actively scouting. In America, they don't give a fuck. It's like, we'll find him in high school.
Yeah. America's, it's incentive-based, and in China, it's like, well, you work for the government, and your job is to find someone who fits this criteria. If you don't, you lose your job.
Yeah, but they have like a Spartan program kind of esque type of way that they handle it.
Is that a Halo reference?
Yeah, it's a Halo reference. It's like they like kidnap these kids. Like, this kid's got talent. And they kidnap him as like a baby and like take him away from their family. And they're like, now you work for us, and now all you do is bounce ball.
See, I hate to do this because I sound like a communist, right? But that's a load of propaganda.
That's liberal propaganda.
A load of propaganda.
That's a load of propaganda.
Like, okay, there is that one example where that one girl, right, like, didn't want to be a figure skater, and the Chinese government was like, you gotta do it. And her parents like, she used to like doing other things, like, tending to the garden, but now she skates every day and she's not happy.
Did you just say tending to the garden?
Yeah, I said that. She did come from the countryside, actually.
Okay.
But, like, most people, the Chinese people do have, like, all Asians, right, have this huge, like glorified sense of, like, yo, we need to do well for the country. I'm willing to bet at least 90% of those kids who are scouted probably are very proud of what they're doing, and so are their families.
Yeah, I think
like,
so.
there's obviously examples where there's like, I want to go back.
How do you know those are their families? How do you know?
They're test tube babies, maybe.
No, like they were kidnapped. They're kidnapped, and then they just have like show parents.
That's a good point.
How do you know?
How do you not know?
Yeah, it's really. So I could be right. You could be right.
Again,
we don't know though.
China still sucks. All right, modern China sucks.
Whoa! Let's not say that on air. Let's not say that. Remember, we're trying to stay away from direct comments like that. We gotta remember.
But I get to say that.
Oh yeah, you're Chinese. You can say it.
I get to say that because I'm Chinese.
Okay, that's good.
So it's all right.
That's fine. It's fine. I just can't say that.
Yeah, you can't say that. Like, I can't just like completely shit on Korea, right? But you can shit on Korea.
I'll punch you in the face. Don't you dare. Don't you ever.
And you can legally punch me in the face.
Don't you ever in your life.
And I can't.
Korea.
If I dodge that punch, I get sued by you.
Yeah, and then I get to punch you, and I get money out of it, and you go to jail.
Right.
Anyways, this podcast has gone on long enough. I think it's been like 50 straight minutes of us just ranting
about things
about Asia.
Yes.
It's been off the rails, man. Like, what what were we talking about?
Oh, we started talking about...
I kind of went into a trance there. I was just like, Asia, and then all of a sudden 50 minutes.
Well, the good thing is we got to almost every important Asian country.
Oh, contraire. We never talked about North Korea.
We did.
Oh, we did?
Model UN.
Oh, that's true. We did talk about North Korea.
So we added a non-important Asian country into the mix somehow.
Oh, okay. Okay, you elitist right here.
Yep.
Fuck you, Chinese motherfucker. Well, yeah, I think we touched every point we could possibly talk about. China. We talked about China, just Asia. We talked about K-pop. We talked about food. We talked about Japan making mechanical wives or some shit.
Yes, cyborg wives and waifus.
And like the Japanese women keeping the pussy game on lock. And
right.
What else? We talked about China sucking.
And we did talk about how some culture bleeds into Vietnam. I think it was a side comment.
Yeah, we also talked about Model United Nations back in the day.
Yeah, so we covered every country the moment we talked about Model United Nations.
Yeah, exactly. We talked about how, as North Koreans, we just totally shut down poor delegates of South Korea.
Who were trying to make sense.
Those were good days. Like, you can tell they're trying so hard to be intelligent, and we're just being assholes. And we won awards for doing it. That's what's so great. It's like, that's what politics is, baby. That's all you gotta do. Just be an asshole. Why do you think Trump's going so far? He's just like, I'm an asshole. Like, we love... Oh, let's not talk about politics. Let's not do that.
No.
Yeah, let's not go in there.
I had enough of politics this weekend.
Yeah, I gotta drop Trump. You gotta drop him in there.
No, that's yeah.
He's like a household name now. I mean,
yeah.
You turn on the TV, it's like Trump.
I mean, he was always a household name.
Yeah, it's Donald Trump.
Yeah. You know, like the Trump Towers.
Yeah.
Like he, real estate guy. You know, if for people who don't know Trump outside of his politics, he's the real estate developer, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Dude, I thought he was.
I thought he just did camos on shows.
Yeah, dude, I thought he just had TV shows where he yelled at people. But, You're fired.
You're fired. Can you imagine if that was him, like, being a president, and the vice president comes in and he's like, yeah, so, Trump, listen, you're fired! I didn't get to say what I was going to say.
You're fired. You can't just fire me.
It's like, yeah, I'm elected. Like, no, I don't care. Change the Constitution right now. But he has a Trump International Hotel.
Yeah.
High-end hotel.
Yeah.
You know how much it costs for, like, a bottle of water in there?
Probably ridiculous. Probably, maybe yes, like $5?
No.
$10?
It was either 30 or 300.
What?
It was either 30 or 300. I forget which one it is.
$300 for some agua?
It might be. It could also be 30.
What did he put in the water? Cocaine? There's better be cocaine in my water if I'm drinking $300 water.
It's the moment where we noticed Trump is actually Stitches.
It should have been like...
And he loves selling blow.
It should have been like water that was made from dolphin piss that was been infused with gold shards and also cocaine.
You're talking about Goldschlager now.
Goldschlagen?
You never heard of that?
What is that?
It's a kind of alcohol.
Is it made of gold?
Well, it has gold flakes in it.
Oh, shit. I want some of that.
You never heard of that?
Does gold taste good?
Well, no. It tastes terrible. You can't taste the gold, but the alcohol itself is terrible. Next time if we're doing shots, have Goldschlager.
How much is Goldschlagen?
It's pretty expensive.
Then we can't have Goldschlagen. Unless they sponsor this podcast and give us some Goldschlagen to have shots of.
Shout-outs to Goldschlager and their delicious alcohol.
Okay.
I definitely didn't say it tastes terrible.
No, it tastes good. It tastes great. Give us Goldschlagen. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to wrap up the podcast. Yeah, good conversation. Good talk. Good talk today, Phil.
Good times.
Yeah. Definitely have you on another time. We'll talk about
Goldschlager.
Asia again or something else. Maybe we'll talk about something else. We'll talk about what other countries
Time to take a shot. That was an awkward silence. We could talk about other things.
I was trying to make a joke about what other important countries are there other than Asia.
We just couldn't think of any, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. America? I'm joking.
Let's talk about those Euro pores next time.
Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's great having you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a good conversation. Thank you guys for listening to the Danger Zone podcast. Today we had Phil. We talked about Asia, and I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys enjoyed the Danger Zone podcast, definitely subscribe to it on the iTunes store. And if you got Android devices, we are also on Android apps as well. So just look up you have to add the. Don't just write Danger Zone Podcast. If you write Danger Zone Podcast, this other stupid bullshit comes up about soccer. Who cares about soccer in America? Nobody. Okay, what you do care about is the Danger Zone Podcast. So write the Danger Zone Podcast, and that should pop right up. So subscribe there. Tell your friends. Tell your family. Tell your new found pets and immigrants and everyone about the Danger Zone Podcast.
What did you just say?
Your face is just like, where are you going with this? And catch me on Twitter And yeah, it's my plug. So yeah, catch you guys next time. New podcast every Tuesday. Bye bye. Say bye, Phil.
See you guys.
Peace.